Hi, everybody. Mayor Lou Manzo here with you again. Hope that you're doing well getting through this tornado event, especially those of you who are most impacted. Obviously, this is a unprecedented situation here in the county and even really in South Jersey, as you may know, seeing a lot of the news reports. This is only the fourth EF3 level tornado ever recorded in New Jersey's history, and the first one since 1990. And the destruction, which many of you have lived, um, is just devastating. We've had, at this point, I think it's 38 homes that have been completely, um, you know, either devastated, torn down, or will have to be uh, based on the amount of damage done to them. We've had an additional 100 homes and properties impacted, and an incredible amount of damage to trees and so forth. So I know that you all see this. The reason that we're going to come to you today, and I'm going to have my fellow committee members, Adam Wingate, Julie DeLaurentis, and John Williams join me in a moment, is to give you an overview of what happened and how it rolled out, and then what has happened since the event and what will be happening going forward. So tactically, at 6:21 on Wednesday night, last Wednesday night, a week ago, now 9 days ago, we were struck by an EF3 level tornado. It was on the ground for almost 20 minutes. It went the complete length of our town. In fact, it was 12 miles was the entire path. And went into northern neighboring towns, Mantua, Winona, Deptford, and it really hit South Harrison also, south of us. Excuse me. But as I said, the destruction was massive. And by the time it had come and gone, and me being on the northern part of, excuse me, the western part of town, I didn't see the funnel. It was just dark and a lot of rain. But I did get the calls pretty quickly from our emergency response leaders, and we set up our emergency response center right at the Harmony Fire Hall at 6:30, 6:40. And I will tell you the truth, that's where I then witnessed in front of me what is the plan that is orchestrated and really directed at the county level, called the county OEM system, where all the municipalities fall in line and there's a direct line of communication and chain of command from municipality to county to state and then federal. And I watched it come to life in front of my eyes. Understand that in the early minutes, and certainly probably the first hour or more, based on the devastation and the power of this storm, we fully expected to be in a rescue mode, and we fully expected that there was going to be loss of life, just because of the magnitude of the storm. Thankfully and miraculously, if you think about it, no one lost their life in this event. In fact, we had minimal injuries, only I think two people that had gone to the hospital and suffered injuries severe enough to go to the hospital, and they were treated and released. So pretty quickly, we were thankful for that. And then the rollout of dealing with the complete gridlock now, road systems blocked, poles down, wires down, trees down everywhere. And still in the middle of what that was a pretty bad rainstorm in the aftermath of that in the following hours, the focus really was on getting to the people that needed help. Obviously, the people that needed to be taken out of their homes, call them semi-rescue operations, power being restored, and beginning the process of cleaning up the roads so that there could be circulation to get the emergency vehicles in and out. And then the next day, that night flowed right into the next day, and the focus really was on who was most damaged, who was most hurt. There's a couple of neighborhoods, there's certain, main thoroughfares that were the most hurt and devastated, and begin the process of assessment. So we moved into that assessment mode. All hands were on deck from the perspective of obviously local authorities, but our public works department is 8 people, which is the reason why these things are administered at the county level. The county has a much bigger operating system, more individuals, more equipment. But on the ground, immediately the night of the event, we had neighboring towns coming to our aid: East Greenwich, Monroe, Woolwich. I know that Committeeman Wingate's going to talk about that. The county has been tremendous through this entire process. Obviously, administering the entire process overnight, OEM wise, that Wednesday night, and then since then. And Adam will talk more about that. But the assessment process began on Thursday and moved into Friday and the beginning of the cleanup and so forth. So, what I want you to know, and the thought that I want you to keep in mind on what I'm talking about is this initial introduction to what happened, is that you should feel secure that there is a system in place that is administered by Gloucester County when it comes to any type of, natural disaster. And even if it isn't a natural disaster, sometimes it's just a fire event, something that gets out of control. And it works. And I can say that we all watched it work in front of our eyes. And the fact is that now I know in my mind, having never gone through anything like this either, that should anything like this ever happen again, I know that the county and the system is prepared to deal with it. That said, I want to, give the ability for my fellow committee members to speak to this also. And as you can see, I have with me now Committeewoman Julie DeLaurentis, Adam Wingate, and John Williams. And I'm going to start off with you, John, because I think that first night, Wednesday night, one of the immediate things after we realized there was going to be a sheltering need, the Red Cross stepped in and the needs for housing and sheltering became, a priority. At this point, you are kind of internally within our committee, a go-to person in reference to that. So maybe you could speak to that for a moment.
Okay, thank you. Hey, so obviously this was a traumatic event for everyone. And for those severely affected, one of the big issues came to housing and how we were going to, address that. As you had said, Mr. Mayor, about the county does have these levels of support. And for those who, are still dealing with this and you do need temporary housing, please reach out to me or perhaps the township building, and we can definitely help you with that. The county does address that situation as far as temporary housing. If you're going to need long-term housing, we're certainly here to help as well. We've been given different addresses that are available through local realtors that we've worked with, and we're here to help you as well with that. Even from a storage standpoint, I mean, obviously, some people, it's been total loss for their houses. We're here to help you with storage as well. I mean, please, that's why we're here. That's, it's all hands on deck, and we're here to support you in any way we can in that regard.
Okay, John. So from the housing perspective, first of all, if they need to reach the township building, the tornado hotline that's been set up is, and you see it on your screen as I'm saying it, 856-478-2164. John, you want to give out your cell phone? We'll put that on the screen too.
Sure. My cell phone is 856-269-7190. And please, this is a huge issue for you, and we totally understand that. You can reach me at any time. You can call me or text me, whatever, however works for you.
And so your domain, when it comes to that, is really about housing and anything to do with storage facilities, pods, and questions about that. So you've got that ball.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Great job. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go over to Committeeman Wingate now, Adam Wingate. Excuse me. So Adam, you happen to be in a line of work where, owning Wingate Tree Service, where, your business is dealing with things like this when they occur beyond the normal day-to-day business of tree service. So give us some insight into everything that happened, everything that happened in reference to that type of service, and even all debris removal that has been happening since.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, so basically I want to take this back to Wednesday night when this all, everything unfolded. The outreach that we had from surrounding townships was incredible. East Greenwich Township, Monroe Township came immediately. I mean, I would say they were probably here within the first hour. At that point, Gloucester County Public Works showed up. We had front end loaders, we had chainsaws running, we had trucks there. At that point, South Jersey Gas, Lansing Electric could not get down a lot of our roads. At that point, I would say within the first couple hours, 50 men just clear Cedar Road, clear the Enclave development, clear Forest Walk, Sherwin Road, and Jefferson. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, all at the same time, everybody came up with a plan. They dispersed. Next, by I'd say 10, 11 o'clock, all the roads were open. So, the proper utilities could get to the certain houses. Since then, Gloucester County Public Works has been an absolute huge help to us, getting vegetative waste and tree debris off the roads. So is NJDOT and the New Jersey Forest Service. This will continue for probably about another. Local Harrison Township Public Works will continue roundabout trips throughout the township. That will go on for probably about another 4 weeks. At that point, we will go back to the regular call in. But until then, like I said, we will be out every day picking up all tree debris removal from the storm. As you can see right now, the 322 is shut down, probably most likely from 9 to 7 today, as the county would like to get in and get all that tree waste out of 322. Like I said, so they will be done that today, hopefully before 7 o'clock. That's what they're aiming for. But 7 o'clock will be the worst case scenario. Also, too, as far as the construction debris, we will be continuing to pick that up. We can try to get it closest to the curb, help out the county a little bit. And then for anybody that has non-insurance matters around the yard, trees, anything that's damaged, any broke, anything that's not being covered by insurance, you can go to the Gloucester County Library. FEMA is set up there with their trailer. The way it would work was you would set up a claim between the hours of 9 and 6, Monday through Friday. At that point, starting today, 9/10/2021, the Disaster Recovery Center will be set up Monday through Friday between 7 to 7, and then on Saturday, 10 to 5, Sunday, 1 to 5. At that point, you'd be dealing with a claims individual and will assist you through your claim.
Okay, there's a lot there. So I just want to go
There
back
is.
I just want to go back and clarify a couple things to make sure everybody's clear on it. First of all, in the yard waste pickup that you talked about, so we have our brown carts, which that's our regular yard waste. So that's an aside. That will continue to happen as it would on your normal trash day. What, above and beyond that, what's happening and what we've done in the past in isolated situations where, someone has a tree down, we say, look, cut it up in 4-foot, lengths and get it to the street and we'll come and pick it up. You don't have to have it removed. So clearly we're doing that in a big way, in a continuous way. And that's what you're referring to. For the next 4 weeks, our local guys will be going around every day. So you're not going to have to call in, especially for it. They're going to continue to go through the entire town. Now that means they might not pick your stuff up any given day, but they'll probably get there within a day or two because they're going to be doing this every day for the next 4 weeks. After that is when we will require that if something, is being put out because you just didn't get to it as far as cleaning out some stuff in your yard, after 4 weeks, you're going to have to call in to have it picked up, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then on the FEMA front. So as Adam said, FEMA is on the ground at the library. The distinction between the setup in the parking lot, which is where the representatives are to register your claim. So that's kind of the public outreach registration spot. And they're either going to come out in the field and meet with people at their homes, or you can go there, and you've been able to do that the last few days, and you'll continue to be able to do that. But starting tomorrow, because as claims build, now there's the DRC, Disaster Recovery Center will be where agents from FEMA will work with you on an existing claim, and you'll have to be bringing them information or interacting with them personally. And that's, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, what you were referring to. That's inside the building, and the hours of, what were the hours again for that inside the building?
So inside the building would be Monday through Friday, 7 to 7. On Saturday would be 10 to 5, and then on Sunday, 1 to 5.
Right. And some people have asked, how long will they be there? FEMA will be there, and the answer is they're going to be there for as long as is needed, is what we're told. So, great. Thank you very much. Good job, Adam. Julie, you kind of have become the shepherd for the volunteers since this event occurred. And that's been a
Yes,
big thing. So go ahead.
thank you. After the first moments, after houses and people were calling out to their neighbors to make sure other people were okay. And I think we all know we're a community that's very generous and caring, and we help one another out. And that is certainly true with this. We've had an outpouring of people volunteering, giving donations. It's incredible. So first I want to say that a lot of information, important information regarding everything around this event, the tornado, you can find it on our website. There's a red bar at the very top of our main page is there. If you would like to volunteer, we now have a dedicated email, so please email us at httInfo@harrisontwp.us. So httInfo@harrisontwp.us. You can find that also on our website. If you would like to volunteer regionally, the county has, especially if you have special equipment or something that would be particularly useful with all of this cleanup, the group organizing that at helpnjnow.org. And I think, thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who has helped, who wants to help. It's truly appreciated. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, the volunteer effort has been incredible, and we could go on and talking about the specific spots where, 50, 60, 80 people are showing up. And we heard repeatedly, and this is the point that I now want to make in closing. We heard repeatedly from those most devastated, and I mean the ones that we all know that lost their home, that sheltered in their basement with their children as their entire house came down on top of them or was ripped off of its foundation, gone forever, and they were able to walk out unscathed. And the impact of hearing those stories and the emotion connected to it is really only superseded by the incredible outpouring of love and support from the entire community and beyond. It's not just our community, but it's clearly everybody in the community has just set everything aside and unconditionally said, what is it that we can do? To the point where we had to kind of slow people down with the donations of the material donations and forget about all the different GoFundMe things that were happening and gift card things that were happening. But people were just showing up saying, where can I go? Where can I, what can I do to help? And it became a problem even managing that. Well, clearly that's a good problem to have. And so I think we all want to say to you that, as your elected leaders, we're often proud of our community. We all moved here for a reason, or were born here into something that was already, rooted in generations of family. So it puts us in a position when we're representing the town, especially if we're outside of the town, where we feel prideful. I know I feel that all the time. This has taken it to yet another level, to the point where when talking to the people that are most impacted, when we walk up to them, and they literally just start crying because of what we represent when we come, the town's leadership, but they're crying to us and telling us about, look at my property, and there's people everywhere. And she says, I don't know any of these people. These aren't my neighbors. They're in here somewhere and we're all helping each other, but these are people that are just showing up. So it makes us feel so proud of our town, who we are. I know nobody's surprised by that. I know that my other committee members here with me right now, we all want to join together in telling you that. I'm going to make sure I ask them to unmute their button, because leading into this, we kept saying, make sure you're muted. Well, right now, we all want to speak to you together, so you need to be unmuted for that. As we tell you, we are going to be here for you, all of you that are impacted by this, for as long as it takes. We know that this recovery and being back into your house that is going to be rebuilt is not a week, months. This is, upwards of a year, who knows? We will be there for you the entire time. And we know that the community as a whole has been there from the minute it happened and will continue to be there also. And the reason that that's the case is because we all are Harrison Strong.
Harrison Strong.
Harrison Strong.
Good seeing you all. We hope to see you out and about soon. Take care.